Good evening, everybody. Rajni here from Seshat Empowering Lives. So, today's video, actually, I'm developing a module on non-verbal children because a lot of my work is happening in the area of language development for verbal kids. So now I'm working on developing a module for non-verbal children. I wanted to share a little bit with parents as to how the module is, of course, going to take time. I will make an extensive list and then it will be available to one and all. I've just started, but I wanted to share the ideas that I've been working with my online students and how it is showing up and getting encouraged by it and further going into zeroing down to the exact words that we should be working on. Okay, so the success of this model for non-verbal children works upon is actually dependent upon the fact that we teach our children as young as 8 years old. By the time if a kid is 8 years and has not developed language, ladies and gentlemen, let us accept that maybe it is not a part of the scheme of things for our kid, and it is okay. Because if we keep on pushing that no 8 years and no speech, I will still keep on, and we lose a lot of vital time, then it is more harmful than good for the kid. I'm not saying don't try. One should always try and not lose hope, but the fact is that at least a backup has to be there. So if a kid is 8 years old, the backup has to be there to develop other modes or other methods so that the child can communicate with the world at large. No speech should not mean no communication. So through the sight reading technique, what we will do is we will develop sight reading of the whole word. Because and this is my personal research with the children that I've worked, what I've figured out is that I may be wrong, but this is what I figured out, is that if they cannot very clearly hear their own selves saying the word, okay, like what it sounds like, breaking it down into its component sounds and putting it on paper is almost kind of next to impossible. They don't get it. They don't get it because they are not able to say it. They are not able to hear it in their own voice. So there can be exceptions to this, but most of the cases I've dealt with where children are not able to put the sounds together phonetically are the cases where they are non-verbal. So they're not listening to the sound in their own voice. So, and I also understood this when my son could not do a differentiation between a r and a ada. So it was always lakri and not lakdi in Hindi, a b and a bh. So it was always Bhagat, not Bhagat, because he could not hear his own self saying the word Bhagat. When he had a dictation, he would write Bhagat or Lakri or Larki. So Ra instead of Ada, because he wasn't talking. So there also I saw, and with my non-verbal students I've seen, is very difficult. Only most of the times if they can say it, then they're easily able to join the sounds. But if they can't say it, then that's a difficulty. So wasting time on phonics with a 8-year, 9-year, 10-year-old kid who's non-verbal or negligibly verbal would be really a very risky thing to do, as I think. What instead we can do to help the kid, because a lot of years are going past and we need to develop skills that support ADL. And like I always like to say, the one thing that will support your kid, the one thing we need to do is build ADL. So if you actually look at it, why do I study? So that I can have a comfortable life. I can have a job and I can have a comfortable life. I can have an earning. At the end of the day, it's all going back to me settling comfortably. Why do I use computer? So that I can type a letter easily, quickly, in a neat way, it's not like it's not going up and down, it's in proper lines and proper shape, it looks professional. So at the end of the day, everything we are doing is for a successful ADL. So ADL is the base. all said and done, every academic success leads to and has the base in ADL. If I'm learning computers, I'm doing it so that I can use it in day-to-day life. Okay, so if you're doing Facebook, most of the people who are selling on Facebook is again doing it to enhance business, which is again to enhance ADL skills. So money is coming in. Everything is focused towards ADL in life. So when we are teaching our kids, if we simply sit them down with apple, kela, banana, pineapple and teach them this, write it here 20 times, learn the spelling, that will not help. So what we should do is, here's a little list that I have just jotted down for this video. I don't know if it is visible on this on the camera. I will quickly read it out. Give, bring, want, get. You can rewind forward and write down the words. Okay. I, my, name, is. These are separate words. Okay. Then actually the kid's name. So if the kid is Jay Aditya, so Jay Aditya will be one word. Dad, mobile, then mobile number. Okay. Then call, CALL, call. Then name of fruits, because if the kid wants to say, please give apples, okay, to the shopkeepers, we can write and give. So name of fruits, name of vegetables. So we have done want, we have done I. So he can write in a notebook and say, I want tori. So it doesn't matter if you don't teach bottle gourd and stuff, the regular routine words, mirchi, MIRCHI, because we are trying to substantiate ADLs. So if your kid is in a place where not so much of English is needed, then maybe in Marathi, in Hindi, whatever is your local language, but they should be able to say the word which is being used in the society, in the parlance. So if he goes doodh packet, teach him doodh packet, theudha packet, Hindi, or DWDH, or milk packet, whatever is your local, that is going to be useful to the kid. Grammatically correct, incorrect, doesn't matter. But supporting ADL, so that tomorrow he does anything, he can simply write and ask. When, a word like when, okay, for a grown-up adult who's non-verbal. Next, train. So these words. So like this, okay. Then water, I want water, okay. Food, roti, one more roti, so more, okay. Message, MSG is enough. Okay, like we are the WhatsApp generation and we talk about MSG and for message and CRCKT for cricket. So that language is okay. Doesn't matter full spelling nahi hai to, but they should be able to write it or type it. If writing fine motor is an issue, then itna ratta lagwa ke they should be able to ask for somebody's mobile and type it, or we will give them a sling bag which with a pencil so they can write it, or we'll give them an iPad, so that in the past the certain things that have happened where the kid has not been able to say where I live and the kid could not be found, it's so sad. So at least prepare our children for, God forbid, any exigency that comes their way, that they can call up, they can tell a stranger, write on paper, call dad, okay, even that much. And then the number, say missing, one word, I missing, incomplete, grammatically incorrect, absolutely no problem, but at least the kid is able to say it. Okay, so then play, then sick, am, pain, at least the kid is able to tell the parent, pain in knee, pain in pate. If stomach is a big word, PET, pate, ye pate. Anybody will understand, pain in pate. At least write. Okay, cannot, ya can't, find. They get super irritated, I can't find my shoe, I can't find my pencil. So, shoe, pencil, park, swing, cycle. Now, this is just a example of a list that each parent needs to prepare or can prepare. So what you have to do is sit down, Observe the activities of your kid, because every kid will be a different circumstance. If you're in America, you'll be different. If you're in somewhere in Maharashtra, in a village, you will be different. If you're in Delhi, you'll be different. So weather is different, climate is different, the situations are different, the cultures are different. So the need of your words will be different. Observe your child with a copy and paper. Observe your child in the day, where what all is he doing. Okay, and say, if he had to say it, now he's hurling me, pushing me, I can understand his okay, he wants this. If I was not there to understand it, then if this kid had to say it in words, what words would he be using? And you write those words here. Okay, then we start teaching through sight reading technique. There is a complete video, not 1, 2, 3 videos of mine on sight reading. Please access those from the YouTube. I will give a very quick one because we are already at 10 minutes. So this can't go beyond 13 minutes. The video won't get uploaded. So what you can do is make 2 sets of flashcards. Keep one set on the table, big flashcards, and the other set, which is in red, in your hand. So the kid is looking at it, reading and matching, okay, to the black one. Like this, you do many days until the time comes where you keep only one set and you just say, okay, play. And the kid looks at those and picks up and says, play. And so you say, okay, write. So looks at those. Don't worry about the spelling right now. We will practice the spelling with, giving. A lot of people say, my kid stims and stims. Or you give them a structure when they are free, give them a copy, give them something. There is my writing manual. You can order that. So from big writing to get into small writing, get into a copy, give them on top, you write, you say, okay, write down. So they are just writing so that it is getting registered. Wrong spellings doesn't matter. If somebody can read it, okay, like we, the WhatsApp generation, no vowels we use, and still people can read it. So if they can make sense, CRKT, cricket, CRCKT, or whatever, okay, message, MSG, like I said, to Y, you call, so it's a Y for yellow, year, that Y, U ke liye YOU nahi, in single U, and even if it is grammatically incorrect, CALLED, no, CALL, Y you call. That's enough. That's explaining. It is supporting the ADL. The best ADL skills we can learn from people, the kind of those, who live by the road, okay, and our maids, the less fortunate ones who don't get to go to school, they are operating mobile phones and they are messaging, "Mujhe bahut khushi hui aapka DP dekh ke." And that's coming, so I can make out the spellings. Even if it's incorrect, but that girl has written it. So if they can do it, our kids can do it too. So need not be the spelling is correct. If they cannot write, try with the mobile, with the iPad. Now, first we will take small sets of, let's say, 20 or 10 or 15 and practice with that. And create a diary in which you keep adding. If you add 20 sight words in 1 month, in 1 year you have 240 sight words. In 2 years, you have 480, which is close to 500. 500 sight words, mix and match. Your kid is not a closed book anymore, or doesn't rely on gestures, or doesn't rely on parent to hurl the parent around and show, this is what I want, that's what I want. Your kid can take a copy and pen and write. 3 years, imagine where that number goes. But consistently, you'll have to keep on preparing this list. And then once they know the first 20 words, you mix and match those 20 words. You write them on strips of paper. I'm sorry, I'm talking very fast because the time is running. Yeah, it's 13 minutes something. I have to stop now. So, you put it together and then you give the kid to write it in a notebook or on an iPad or on the mobile so that they can begin to communicate. Let's start working with our non-verbal children. The time to start working on development of language for a non-verbal child, 8 years is good time. So if you have a kid who's 8 years old or reaching towards 8, rather than waiting that one fine day, God be praised always. And may the kid's speech come, full-blown speech, we don't know. But waiting for it is a bad idea. Taking action is a good idea. Start at it so that we give them an option that even if speech is not there, they still have something to fall back on. Thank you. On that note, may each kid win. Bye bye. Happy Saturday.